Private jets of the world's richest CEOs. The wealthiest people in the world have many ways to show off the wealth that they have. They spend it on their assets and luxuries. But to go even higher than all your assets and amenities, you need a lot of money. And by higher, we're hinting towards the skies. Many of the world's wealthiest people are CEOs at the biggest firms globally, and the way they express insane amounts of their wealth is by investing their money in aircraft. That's right, these people don't book regular flights according to schedules like the rest of us. They buy their aircraft themselves and travel around the globe whenever they feel like it. And these CEOs pay very handsome amounts of money throughout the year to maintain their private jets. In today's video, we'll look at the private jets of the world's richest CEOs and how the jets are on the inside. Jeff Bezos. One of the two richest men in the world, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, owns a plane through his holding company, Poplar Glen. Bezos' private jet, known as the Gulfstream 650ER, with ER standing for Extended Range, is valued at $65 million, and the plane has a seating capacity of 8 people. As for 8 people, it's a sign that the private aircraft is only for Bezos and his close family members. The plane has a range of 7,500 nautical miles, 13,890 kilometers. Bezos isn't a stranger to the blue skies, as he also owned a Dassault Falcon 900EX, which he sold in 2015. Mark Cuban. American investor Mark Cuban owns 3 jets. Yes, not 1, but 3. The billionaire investor said in an interview in 2017 that owning a private plane was his all-time goal because the asset I value the most is time, and that bought me time. He purchased his first jet, a Gulfstream V, in 1999 for $40 million. After that, he added 2 more gigantic air carriers to his collection with a Boeing 767 that he rents out and a Boeing 757, which he uses for the Dallas Mavericks, the team he owns in the NBA since 2000. But the private jets aren't to brag about his wealth, but instead, Cuban says that it's about effectively using his time so he can attend to what matters. He says that he can get a lot of work done and be alongside his family in a shorter amount of time. He labeled it a game changer. Some trivia about the Gulfstream V was that when he bought it way back in 1999, his $40 million purchase set the record for the largest single internet transaction. Bill Gates. The co-founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates, also has enormous praise for his private jet. He says that his jet is his guilty pleasure and his big splurge. Bill Gates reportedly owns a Bombardier BD700 Global Express, a private plane with a seating capacity of up to 19 people, and has a staggering price tag of $40 million. Back in the Paris Climate Summit in 2015, Gates used his jet to travel to Paris. With all the money he has, it comes to us as no surprise that he owns a private jet, since he was once the richest man in the world not many years ago. Charles Simonyi. Though Bill Gates is the co-founder of Microsoft with a private jet, he isn't the only one. Charles Simonyi, the Hungarian software developer, oversaw the creation of Microsoft Office software until he left the company permanently in 2002. Simonyi also owns a Dassault Falcon 7X jet, and the price tags of Dassault aircraft are somewhere around the range of $50 million. Apart from having his private plane, Simonyi isn't alien to flying in the skies. Simonyi's passion for science and space has led him to travel into space twice aboard the Soyuz spacecraft. He was becoming the 5th space tourist and the first ever tourist to fly twice. Larry Ellison. Oracle founder Larry Ellison is also present in this esteemed list with the people who boast so much wealth they buy a private aircraft with it. But apart from owning aircraft, Ellison is also a licensed pilot. His son, David, is a stunt pilot who's been flying with his dad since he was 13. Ellison owns 2 military fighter jets, a Soviet MiG-29 and an SIAI Marchetti S-211, previously used by the Italian Air Force. However, the United States government had reportedly told Ellison strictly not to fly the MiG-29 because it's considered a firearm. But if we ever get to see the sight of Ellison flying it, then it's going to be majestic. Steve Jobs. Though he isn't with us anymore, Apple's late founder Steve Jobs once owned a Gulfstream V that seats up to 15 people. Apple gifted the private jet and 10 million company shares to Jobs in lieu of a pay raise in 2002. Even though Jobs didn't keep the plane entirely to himself, the plane didn't leave the Apple family whatsoever. Apple's revered head of product design, Jony Ive, bought the aircraft at a significant discount from the former CEO's widow, Laurene Powell Jobs. Ives helped Jobs design the plane and once joked that, "At least I don't have to redesign anything." This is rich people and their equivalent of sharing the same toy in the family, right? Elon Musk. Bezos' competitor for the title of the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, has been purchasing private planes ever since he launched his companies in the early 2000s. Back then, he once had a 1994 model Dassault Falcon 900, which had a seating capacity of 12 people, but listing records show that it was put up for sale in 2016. As for now, the CEO of Tesla and the Boring Company owns a Gulfstream G650ER, same as that of Jeff Bezos. It looks like the two of them are going neck and neck in terms of wealth and aircraft. Even after having a private jet, it's also been subject to controversy as Musk reportedly logged 150,000 miles in 2018 aboard his $70 million Gulfstream G650ER. Tesla paid $700,000 to cover Musk's extensive air travel. In a 2008 interview regarding his other flying endeavors, Musk said he used to fly a Cold War-era Aero L-39 Albatross military jet, a six-seater Piper Meridian M500 Cessna Citation CJ2. Richard Branson. Richard Branson's name is probably the most alien one on this list, but he has hordes of wealth to show for it, including a Dassault Falcon 50EX, which he uses to fly back and forth from his private island in the British Virgin Islands. He previously had a Falcon 900EX, but said he needed a smaller plane for life in Necker Island. For longer trips, Branson takes flights on Virgin Atlantic, his commercial airline company, so he can spend time with the staff and passengers. Imagine wanting a smaller plane because the previous one was too big. Why don't we have these kinds of problems? Larry Page and Sergey Brin. The co-founders of Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, each have a net worth of more than $50 million, and the two have invested heavily in a private fleet of planes through their shared holding company, Blue City Holdings. The group purchased a Boeing 747 in 2005 from the Australian airline Qantas for $15 million. They spent another $10 million on redesigning the interior to make it into a private jet that can hold 50 people at a time. 2002 news brought in even more significant advancements when it was heard that the pair and former CEO Eric Schmidt owns 8 planes. The fleet includes 2 Gulfstream Vs, a Boeing 757, and a Dassault Dornier Alpha jet fighter plane. Apart from the plane, they have their private terminal as well.